Welcome back to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. Joined tonight by Front Row Bill and Alicia. How's the gang doing?
Ew.
Hello. J-Bone and Alicia and all the TNI listeners.
Yes.
All from a week of no Thursday show.
Yeah, we're getting back into the swing of things. I think everyone could pretty much guess why we didn't do a whole lot. I mean, there was this reason and that reason, but nonetheless, we are here. We are here to talk all things Impact Wrestling and more.
And you said in the swing of things?
You guys swing?
Ooh, we're starting out that way. Okay, all right. So, but we have a lot. We have a lot of news to cover. So, shall we dive right in?
Dive right into some news. Hopefully, there's water in the pool. Let's go to it.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, a jam-packed, throbbing edition of Vsk Is! Oh my gosh! I can't believe it! Tell Jimmy!
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Jam-packed and throbbing. Thank you, Bill.
And you pack it that much.
Oh my God! All right,
Blue Chew. We'll take sponsorships.
Whew, you're gonna have to give me a second on that one. Damn, Bill, killed me. All right, like I said, lots to cover tonight. Let's start out with some Maria Kanellis news. Couple things on her. So she released something on her social media today, something very interesting called the Women's Wrestling Army.
Okay.
So, and it's got some socials. You can go check that out. I believe it's got a Twitter and it's got an Instanet and it's got a website. And so the promo that she put out on her socials is all geared towards it. And it sounds like it's all based around a new women's promotion is what it feels like. And it's just, just very pro women. And I think that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she has that deal with the same streaming, Pro Wrestling TV.
Yes, I believe that's
Control
where
Your Narrative is going to be on.
Yes. So very cool for her. So that is something that is in the works. I'm guessing it's going to get going around summertime, depending on, what's all involved with it. But and I'm also guessing it's going to be based out of Chicago, where she's at with her hubby Bennett, Mike Bennett. So who knows? But we'll keep a close eye on this. One other thing about her is it was noted in another interview of hers recently that she had a pay-per-appearance deal with Impact Wrestling that is going to end after it's going to come up at Rebellion. That's not to say that she'll be done with Impact, but she's going to look at all her options, I think.
Fair enough.
So, and now the only thing that worries me about that is hopefully that's not the same for like everyone else that she's associated with Honor No More. That makes me a little worried about that because I'm really digging the whole PCO, Mike Bennett, Taven, Kenny King influx here.
Yeah, but that's, it'll run its course eventually. So maybe that's just what they mean, is that once everything is said and done as far as their storyline wraps up and they're ready to move on, like that makes sense.
I mean, I I'm completely fine with if TK wants to bring him into his version of Ring of Honor, because he is building that brand again, as opposed to what we thought was just going to be, it was just going to be cut and done. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to see him stay. I'm pretty sure I could speak for most of us as far as that goes.
No, I'm a fan of pretty much everyone in the group. I think you will see, and I think they've already teased kind of PCO probably doing his own thing, because he kind of could fit in. Same thing with Vincent. He could kind of, depending on where they go, and obviously you could do Taven and Bennett as a tag team. So obviously Eddie's kind of the thing, keeping that together. But you could go a couple different ways with this. Like I don't think I don't know if we'll see everybody here long term in the group right now, because that's a lot of roster space and a lot of TV time. But I think you're going to see a version of it. I don't know everybody will see, but my feeling is I think that what you just explained with the news, I think that could be the best of Maria for both worlds. It lets her do some of the more maybe creative booking type stuff she's interested in doing, while also being a TV character for a company, a major company, which I don't know if she'll have that opportunity elsewhere. It's always is good to listen, but I don't see that happening, because I think where everyone thinks that could happen, I think he wants his own people there, that he would have already signed when he could have this whole time until now. So I don't see really why he would do it now, because it seems like he's giving the bare minimum of the ROH connection and then just going for what he wants there. So I can't imagine him bringing all those names in, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I think obviously they've had a big impact literally so far. There's going to be more. There's going to be more, I'm sure. And remember, we've heard this before with Morrissey. We heard it with Jonah, and they all stick around much longer than expected. Cardona.
Yeah. Look at Cardona.
Mickey James. She signed the NWA, and all she's been is here.
Well, now it's funny you say that, because while I was just setting up for this tonight, I saw her in a promo, literally just right as we were in between shows here, popped up on my YouTube. She's having a match at one of the GCW shows with Allie Catch.
There you go.
I don't know when and where that is, but I was like, well, that's interesting. So Mickey's all over the place too. Good
and I know she is being promoted for shows. I saw her, like her names on the stuff when they're saying what talent's going to be on future tapings. And I see how Hellcat's mentioning here, Taven, Vincent, and the Briscoes are on the video promo for Under Siege in May. So
that's good.
Things to keep in mind.
Yeah, and it's like the whole thing with Ring of Honor was kind of up in the air, and of course they're playing an anti-Ring of Honor role here. So we'll just have to wait and see how long they're going to stick around. Hopefully they do. I think they've been a great addition to the roster, so we'll see.
Yeah, thanks for the bits here, Punk Nova.
Thank you. Yes. Speaking of bits, you can sub on Twitch. You can gift sub, still 20% off, I'm seeing. And on the Team YouTube side of things, you can super chat and super sticker it up if you want to tip one of your favorite podcasts. But by all means, folks, make sure you smash that like button and smash that sub button as we continue.
Yeah, Critical staying here just spinning some facts. Would be weird for Honor No More to spend the last 3 months ranting against ROH just to go back.
That's true.
If you want to actually do kayfabe.
I try not to overthink wrestling, but yeah, that's true. Yeah, you never know. I mean, they could certainly turn right around and go right on the, if they did decide to go, they could play the whole, oh, sure, now you want to bring us back because you love us so much. I mean, they could do the same thing like that.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
Who knows? Yeah.
Card subject to change, but thank you, Anna, for the super sticker.
Much love, Anna. Hope you're feeling better. As heard, because I heard she was ill. Hope you're feeling better. Go give everyone give Anna some love in the chat. Give her some well wishes. What's next here? Okay, so there's something new. Also, speaking of Chi-Town and the surrounding area, there's something new brewing in Chicago. And so from what I'm hearing here, and this is from out of WrestleZone, a lot of little bits out of WrestleZone today. So go check out WrestleZone for more of the details. There's a new. It's not a separate promotion per se, but it's called. I think it's just going to be an event. Apparently, this is going to be during All Out Weekend later this year in September in Chicago. It's called the Wrestling Showcase. And they just debuted some promos here. So the first promo name to show up at this event is Matt Cardona, NWA Heavyweight Champion. Also, he's a mid Cardona in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, you got to get his name right, Jay.
What the truth is, you're nothing but a mid Cardona.
Love it. Thank you, Moose. Thank you. So that name has been announced for the Wrestling Showcase. Second one this week is Steve Maclin. So already two significant Impact Wrestling names tied to this event. Now, once again, it's not a wrestling company per se, just a wrestling show. So take it for what it's worth. Sounds like it's going to be fun. It's going to be later this year in the during All Out Weekend when that comes around to Chicago in September. What else? Let's talk about, we saw this earlier tonight, Kaz XL, a.k.a. W. Morrissey, giving a very emotional promo on the show tonight. One of the great seeing this come from him. I mean, we've seen them behind the scenes a little bit here and there through social medias, through DDP and other stuff associated with his comeback through sobriety. And it was 2018 in the same building where, like he said, where he was just out of control, downward spiral, hit rock bottom. And it was a very emotional comeback, coming back to these tapings in this building. So please go give W. Morrissey some love and congratulate him like we did on social media. Go congratulate him because he hasn't had an easy road and he's just been knocking out of the park in Impact Wrestling. So congrats to him on his sobriety and his emotional speech that he gave during the show today. I'm sure that wasn't easy. What else here? Okay, some contract news, some interesting stuff. Now, this isn't necessarily Impact related, but Impact could certainly be in this gentleman's future. We're talking about Juice Robinson. He is, as of the end of April, going to be finished with New Japan Pro Wrestling. In fact, his last date with the company is going to be this weekend in Chicago. Look, Chicago's getting all this love tonight. The Windy City Riot is the event, which is sold out. You can't come in unless you wreck security, like someone like Moose would or something. Or Josh Alexander in the same sentence. So the question is, what is going to be Juice Robinson's future in pro wrestling? He really has not put any kind of feelers out there in his latest interview with the Wrestling Observer Radio. What he wants to do. He sounds like he just wants to take it easy. What do you guys think?
I think D-Back giving out some subs on the Twitch.
Oh, D-Back, thank you, man. Much love. Hell yeah. 1-tier sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great to see. Great to see. Yeah, 20% off right now from what I'm seeing on the Twitch. I mean, the obvious answer could be he would go with his significant other to AEW, where Tony Storm is right now. But I don't know. Do you want to see him go there? Do you want to see him back with Impact Wrestling? What do you guys think? And put it in the chat too. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I liked him in Impact. I thought he had a good time there. It looked like he was really enjoying himself. So I don't know if he wants to be a solo act. I don't know if him and David Finlay want to still tag places as Finjuice. So either way, like if he's not feeling it right now, if he wants to do maybe not be contracted, that looks like a trend. I know we have some other news about a certain knockout coming up, and maybe Matt Cardona and these others are starting a trend where people want to not be tied down with a contract and be able to compete all over the place. Maybe that's going to be a more normal thing, territory wrestling. But I'm a fan of Juice, Macho Juice, Finn Juice as a team. But if he's not thinking that's what he wants to do right now, definitely support it, because he's been everywhere. He was part of the machine. He's done the New Japan. He's done around the world. So yeah, wherever he wants. But if he wants to do some more stuff with Impact, I'm sure they're open to it. I'm sure they're very happy with him. They used the Finn Juice a ton up until recently because they've been doing the New Japan Strong. Oh,
right. Yeah. And that's been a great relationship. It really has, between, people coming here and things are, I think it's slowly we're going to see a certain influx of Impact Wrestling people go to Japan eventually. It's slowly, we're starting to hear about the paperwork happening. We'll see. But certainly we've seen some people go to the Strong brand as well and be fed up as it rolls across America.
Yeah. I don't know if we, but thanks, Coach Keith.
Thanks, Keith. What do you think, Alicia? Do you want to see him stick around, a solo tag? What do you think?
Whatever he chooses to do. I don't speculate about these things too much.
Yeah, because I know from when you were saying, if he's not interested in wrestling right now, then do whatever you want to do. Like we've seen it, like these huge names, like the former Bray Wyatt. He doesn't want to wrestle right now, and the guy would be the number one signing at any company, and yet he doesn't want to do it. So whatever these guys want.
He's got other passions he wants to do, stuff he wants to check off his bucket list while he still has the time. Completely understandable.
Yeah, because just like anything else, if you're not committed to it, that's when injuries happen. That's when bad decision making happens.
Yep, your head's not in it, totally.
Yeah, I mean, he's been going around the world nonstop since he left NXT, which was we'll say about 10 years ago.
Wrestlers deserve breaks.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, especially when you're traveling back and forth between America and China as much as he was. Now, granted, it probably slowed down a little during the Great Panini.
Yeah, he was able to stay stateside for the most part, but he did. They still did go back and do stuff there. So,
right.
Just traveling around the states is tougher. A lot of these wrestlers, but going more international, that's not easy. Takes a toll.
Yeah.
Takes a toll on us.
Oh, sure.
You were close. You were close. China. You mean
China? Close. Yes.
You're close.
But yeah, it probably takes a toll on you too, Bill. I mean, you do a ton of traveling. That.
Yeah, it catches up. Like when you travel, like it isn't just like all luxury. You're just taking it easy. Like you feel that. Like you need to make up for. You need to get rest. Like you're not sleeping right schedules. You get all kinds of messed up. So like there's a lot of time where like there's either a night during the week or a day on the weekend where I'm in recovery mode to after like a big travel schedule. That's why like Impact shocked me they're going to go back-to-back weekends in May. They're doing what they call the Cincinnati tapings in Kentucky right to Florida, back-to-back weekends. So there's going to be a Saturday, Sunday, that following Friday, Saturday. And then a lot of those people, I think, are going to be doing New Japan in Philadelphia that Sunday. So that's a ton of shows in a short amount of time.
It is. It really is. All right, so yeah, we'll keep a close eye on Juice Robinson's future. We'll see whether it involves wrestling or not. But if you want to see what his last offering is to wrestling at this time, make sure you catch New Japan's show this weekend on Fight TV, or unless you have tickets to the sold out show in Chicago.
Yeah, and as Punk Nova says, wherever he wants to go, I will still follow him. And there you go.
Oh yeah, he's built up fans everywhere. Yeah. What else here? Okay, speaking of contract stuff, and then we had some added stuff. I don't want to miss anything, but this is what I had so far. Good Brothers doing a media route this week, the other day, and because it's contract season, and theirs are going to expire in July. So they've been with the company now for 2 years. And I tell you, every interview I hear, they have been very loving to Impact Wrestling. I have not seen one shade of like distrust. I mean, the Impact has let them do everything and anything that they've wanted to do. They've
been a perfect partner for each other. I think they've been given a lot of creative freedom, and that's to Impact's benefit and to our benefit. Got to thank Bell's Boy for the big super sticker.
Thank you. Super chat. Here we go.
Yeah,
read that.
He's not happy, Bell's Boy. Not happy about the possible ending of Honor No More, ? Need a cheesy body knockout to make me smile. LOL. And for anybody that doesn't know what Bell's Boy's referring to, there was a marathon Patreon family dinner this past Tuesday. It usually goes 1 hour. We thought it would just go a little over time. It went a lot over time to the tune of 2 hours and 30 minutes. And the last hour, maybe hour plus, was kind of more of our After Dark specials. And it came into a lot of cheese body talk. And for anyone that wants to know, J-Bone, do you want to explain what a cheese body is to the audience?
Okay, so we were talking about like the male physique, and it may or may not have a little muffin top added with it. So if you're not completely ripped and cut, like say like a John Morrison, and it's more just a slim good body, then you're considered a, like D-Back Cub says there, #cheesy body. And then there was also a discussion of sneaky cheesy bodies, like, oh, so-and-so has a sneaky cheesy body. And this just went on, and it was just so funny. And it wasn't making fun of people's bodies. It was just like, oh, okay, so-and-so has this kind of physique, so-and-so has this kind of physique, but I've never heard it called a cheesy body.
Yeah, it almost is like the wrestler that doesn't look like a wrestler. I think somebody said it's a wrestler that looks like they have the body of an accountant. Like something like that was said. It's like just looks out of place sometimes. Right. But it's definitely funny. And the TNI fam here, the Patreons were going. They were doing all kinds of lists. So if you missed that, But Bell's Boy, thanks for bringing it back up.
But if you want to get in on the discussion of that, make sure you join the Patreon, and that link is in the description of the video.
Valentino agrees.
Valentino does not have a cheesy body. You're
He
welcome,
wants cheese,
Valentino.
Absolutely. Yeah, he does. He's got a little bird body. He's a little bird boy.
Oh boy. Bird hunting. All right. So, and then I think our last piece of news that we're going to touch on, unless I missed something, is, and this came out while the show was live, somebody is saying goodbye to Impact Wrestling. For now, you never know what's going to happen in the future, but Caleb with a K apparently is done with Impact Wrestling now.
I have his autograph.
Aw!
I blanked and didn't know what to say. That's sad. I thought they would have at least put him with the inspiration. Okay. You know, I always get them and the influence. It's so similar that it sometimes it's like, wait, yeah. Anyway, can you quiet down over here? Yeah, that's kind of a bummer, but at the same time, you know, it may be like everybody, and it seems to be the current trend. You know, maybe their sights are set on other places, and that's fine. And we'll miss him, and hopefully we'll get him back in a wrestler, like true wrestler form this time around. Because I would have liked to see him as himself in the ring more.
Yeah.
As a solo, you know, like I could have seen him in the X Division and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He was our mass suicide for a hot minute, so.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was, now granted, he was gone for a bit, but I don't know like how long he was really gone for, because I became a fan of his when he was in the X Division earlier, and he wasn't this character at all. He was just someone that had a great X Division career.
He was Caleb Conley.
He was, yeah, Caleb, thank you. I couldn't remember what. He wasn't Caleb. He wasn't Caleb.
And let's not forget, he may or may not have been suicide.
Puts a new spin on, you know, Caleb with a K. Get it, Caleb Conley?
Yes.
With a K.
With a K.
Sorry. We'll miss you, Caleb.
But hey, good on. I mean, one thing I've always talked about over the last 2 years is good on people like TK giving people a chance to earn some money in a very difficult time in the industry during the Panini. But this is a great example of Impact Wrestling doing the same thing. He specifically thanked Impact Wrestling for giving him a job when there was nothing out there. You know, I mean, they were doing TVs in the studio, no fans, and that's it. So props to them for doing that. You know?
Yeah. Personal photographer, Caleb with a K.
He was. He's giving Basil a run for his money.
Yeah, we never got the match we all wanted. Caleb with a K versus Jay with an I.
Yeah. That had so much
only
potential.
In the multiverse.
Right? He's gotta go out to the West Coast for that, I think.
Oh, and there was other one piece of news, J-Bone.
Oh, you talking about the Taya, or was there something else?
Taya Valkyrie
go ahead.
Announced for MLW, Major League Wrestling, on May 13th when they go to Philadelphia. Now she's obviously doing a bunch of different indie shows right now, but the key with this one is that is the same day as day one of the Kissimmee, Florida tapings. So that doesn't mean that they're doing 2 days. So she could do all of her stuff on that Saturday, the day after, and it would be like she was never not there. So it doesn't necessarily mean it, but for I know a lot of people that were like, oh, signed, sealed, and delivered, Impact Wrestling return, that might be a pump the brakes there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a temporary thing with her in Impact Wrestling. It could be just until the pay-per-view, until she, gets her shot at the AAA Arena de Arenas title. I think a lot of us are thinking that it's time for Deonna to, lose some gold maybe. And this is the perfect time for it. Taya is working on a regular basis. down in AAA and across a bunch of different indies. And she did all sorts of stuff with Impact Wrestling. So, hey, good on her if she wants to do something different. And she has worked with MLW in the past. It was like shortly after the Lucha Underground all went defunct. It's similar, right around the same time that she joined Impact Wrestling. But I think it was like a 1 or 2 shows she did. It wasn't on a regular basis like with Impact. So who knows what her future, I know Court has promised a women's division for MLW. Maybe she can help with that. Who knows?
And speaking of who knows, just because of all the stuff going on around that time period, it can't not be mentioned that you have that MLW show, but there are those tapings in Florida on the 13th and 14th. Sunday, New Japan will be in Philadelphia. So we know probably Bullet Club guys and all are going to be making that swing back up north. Maybe because Tanahashi is announced, the ace. Mm-hmm. He's announced for that Philly show. Maybe he shows up in Florida for Impact Wrestling. We'll see.
Or maybe he's even the question mark.
Maybe he shows up before then. Maybe we get the true invasion.
Could be.
So stay tuned.
Tanahashi
maybe some more New Japan stuff.
Tanahashi versus Jay White.
Jay White, that'd be good.
Maybe some unfinished business with Moose.
Oh.
Is he still champ in New Japan or is he not?
You know what? I know he beat Lance Archer for the North American title.
That's what
but I don't know if he lost it. I think he still has it, but I'm not positive.
Oh wait, who did he wrestle Moose, or am I thinking of someone else?
You're thinking of Ishii.
Oh, that's
the Stone Pitbull.
Okay.
But hey, I'll take it.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think who he wrestled at that because you went out to the West Coast for that show.
Yeah. So Revenge, and we know we just saw him at the Multiverse against Eddie Edwards. Okay, here we go. Bonus baby. He lost to another former Impact guy. There's always room for one more, J-Bone. Sonata, who gave it up due to injury.
Oh, okay.
So no champion right now, bonus baby?
All right.
J-Bone, the belt's yours.
Oh, thank you. the North. I will gladly take the North American Championship. The only thing.
But now everyone, you got an X on your back, J-Bone. They're all coming for you.
I'm not defending it. Nope.
Sorry, J-Bone. You were too slow. Tanahashi and Will Ospreay will fight for the vacant title soon. I was giving it away too fast.
I guess I won't then.
And you know what, Mayor? We did not mention this. He's praying for Onita, who was injured. I believe I did hear about that. No. Not Onita. It was no. Oh no, not Onita. No, I think it was Onita. That was hurt. I know there was a bad there was a bad injury. I think from some kind of suplex.
I don't think that was Onita. I think that was someone else.
Yeah, I think it was somebody else. Somebody else that was hurt. Oh, Tani. There it is. There's the right spelling.
Okay. That's I saw the headline. I really don't know anything about it. So, we had a lot of news today. A lot of little bits.
Oh yeah, and one last thing to use because he mentions it. I did hear this. Taya and Aiden Prince now are not on the roster page. But that feels more like some type of cleanup. I wouldn't get too wild with it. Although that usually is a sign, but give it a couple days and let's see if it changes.
Maybe. And who knows? They could have put them on there during some talks and maybe something happened. Who knows? So, all right. That's it for news. I'm done with news. That's it. Good night. All right. So, we start out tonight's Impact Wrestling. By the way, it's 4/1/4 day. If you know, you know. And no, that's not a 420 thing. We start out with a very emotional Morrissey in the ring, cutting a promo. We touched on this earlier with the news about him being clean, sober, coming back to the 2300 arena, and just saying that he was at his lowest of lows, and now he's I think he's at his highest of highs, honestly. I mean, yeah, he's done stuff in other companies, which was great. But as far as truly being proud, bless you, it's truly being proud of what he's accomplished. He's just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, I think as soon as he came on board, you could see it. You could see, well, like he's saying it now, but really ever since he came into Impact, he was in phenomenal shape, and I think this was his first or one of his first promos, and it really hit.
They laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed, and they laughed.
Big departure from what he was doing previously. So, but main event guy.
For those of you that don't know, I just put it in the chat. 414 is the code for Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee?
It's Milwaukee Day, which is Algonquin for the good land. All right, so then Brian Myers comes out and just man, what a moment killer, this Brian Myers. He's supposed to be the most professional wrestler. But we see how this is going. So Morrissey goes after him, and then he is then ambushed by Chelsea and Matt Cardona. And they all have the major players T-shirts on, which I'm guessing is going to be available soon, either in the PWTs of their stores or Impact Wrestling. We'll have to wait and see if it isn't already. So yeah, great 3-on-1, real big of them to do that to Morrissey. Boo! I mean, I love the.
Well, the truth is, you're nothing but a mid-card donor.
I couldn't have said it any better. What'd you guys think of this segment? What do you think? It
was good. Finally got the ball moving with the storyline, so it's starting to get super exciting.
This is true.
I like the team of Cardona and Myers. I like them getting back together. They're powerful as a tag team. They're really exciting as a tag team, even though they're kind of giving us heel energy right now. They all fit the bill along with Chelsea, so it works. I think it's good. They're going a good direction.
Yeah. TJB's is being a smartass. He says 262, Jay. Yes, I may live in the 262 area code, but I was born and raised in the 414. So always got to give love to my hometown. All right. No, 305. What? No, I don't. What is that?
Well, maybe that's there. Maybe that. Oh, that's probably Mayor's area code.
Is that like Arizona or something, or New Mexico, or
86753?
famous?
Jenny, I didn't get behind it.
Famous phone number there. All right, so I'm guessing this is all going to lead to Morrissey gets a match with Myers and or Cardona. Hey, maybe he'll go after that title of Matt's. He's got a couple titles now, I hear.
Yeah, he's got a collection he keeps talking about.
Yeah. So,
but it seems like the chat's loving them together. Definitely gives a team because I was saying, man, with Caleb with a K gone, who am I going to give a hard time? Like I said earlier during the reaction, I can only rip Raj Singh so much. So,
Yeah.
like Myers and Cardona, there's a couple patsies, a couple easy targets.
There you go. So yeah, it was just a matter of time because they've been doing this all over the Indies, NWA, everywhere. So yeah. Next we had the Champ Challenge as opposed to the Chump Challenge from a few weeks ago. Deonna Purrazzo taking on someone to go after the AAA Reina de Reinas title or the Ring of Honor World Women's.
The real World's Championship for Ring of Honor.
Yes, this is true. Yeah, she's not
that fake belt.
That's right. So, who came to face her, Alicia?
Willow Nightingale.
Yeah. What'd you think of this?
I thought it was cool. Willow's a big deal on the Indies right now, so it's nice to see her get a TV spot. I believe she has had a couple of matches in AEW. Don't quote me. But it's nice to finally see her in Impact. She's fun. She's bright, and I really dig Willow, so that's fun.
Oh yeah. I'll always notice her first as Eye Candy because she was my first one of my favorites in the WoW Women of Wrestling on the WoW brand. But she's been going everywhere. She spent a little time in Ring of Honor. She's been doing some stuff with AEW. She's been here now. So good on her.
Just absolutely.
Making towns, getting paydays everywhere. Props. So she was not successful here, but had a nice little match with Deonna Purrazzo.
Definitely, and it's Deonna Purrazzo, so you can only get so far with Deonna because, well,
gave her a run for her money. There was a couple instances where I'm like, almost.
Yeah. But you don't mess with Deonna.
I am the f***ing greatest.
Yeah, settle down there. And I've seen plenty of people from our crew and people in the chat in the past saying that they love Willow Nightingale to join Impact Wrestling. So who knows?
And that was just like Roxy was. That interview, I guess Deonna gave now, I don't know, probably close to 2 years ago, where she mentioned a few names on women she would like to see come to Impact Wrestling. She mentioned Roxy. She mentioned Willow Nightingale.
Oh, okay.
So, and then there was a third. I forget off the top of my head who it was. But obviously, these are obviously some of the better wrestlers out there, personalities in ring. So, yeah, I remember seeing Willow years ago in Chikara. So she's come a long way.
Oh, there you go. And I know that injury did keep her away from the ring for a while a couple years ago. So it's great to see. And it was some kind of major neck surgery or something in that realm. It was serious. Great to see her come back and she's rocking it now. She's doing great. So yeah, put it in the chat. You want to see her stay? What do you want to see next for her? Of course, we know Deonna Purrazzo is going to face Ty at the pay-per-view. I'm sure we'll see something from that next week. Because next week is the go home, right? Or is there
go home show? Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming up quick. It seemed so far away, and now it's just flying. Gia Miller next in a segment with Mickie James, and Mickie James is confronted by Chelsea Green. And then, of course, the major players are back again on our TV screens, and they attack Mickie James as well.
Yeah. I found it particularly funny when Chelsea's like, I don't need any help beating you up, thus needing help beating her up. And it's not even like she did much. She got her ass handed to her, and then she got beat up by Matt Cardona.
Such
Yeah.
a heel.
And then nailed her with she did use that
that plaster cast that probably would have, even though it's like a prop, it's not like hard plastic. It's still plaster. It's just cut. Like it would disintegrate by this point.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's a real cast. I mean,
It's concrete. Otherwise,
right. Yeah, that's heavy stuff.
I bet you that is her cast cut off her arm.
Wait a second, Jay. Did you just say that was heavy? Is something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull? Where's Daniel Spencer when you need him?
It's very heavy. That's definitely a Daniel Spencer. He's going to show up in the chat in a matter of minutes now, just because you did that. It's going to happen. Next, Gia Miller's backstage with Tasha Steeles, Savannah Evans backing her up, and Decay pops up on the Tron behind her, surrounding her, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
That's some more stuff that's going to happen at Rebellion. I believe it's Rosemary.
Bring back that title, Rosemary.
Ooh, she's good. She's got a good squad to do it.
She's ready.
Is the what does she call that? Is the meat the meats? What does she call the body?
The meat suit.
Meat suit. Is the meat suit ready?
I think so. Like ever since I guess it was feuding with Deonna a couple months back, and she lost the knee brace in the match and then never put it back on again. You can tell she's in ring she's ready to go. Like she's ready to have a run as champion again.
Scared Coach Keith so bad said he dropped his weed.
Drop the weed.
Never drop your weed. Someone will take it. So yeah, certainly looking forward to that coming up in a couple weekends. Jonathan, every time I see Jonathan Gresham's name lately, I want to say Jonathan Coachman. They're nothing alike. Jonathan Gresham in a match, non-title match, want to add, versus Rocky Romero. This is a fun little match. Certainly,
good chemistry there. Good chemistry.
Going up against a veteran, New Japan veteran like Rocky Romero, nothing to sneeze at.
We've been seeing Rocky a good amount, it feels like recently. Like he's not there all the time, but it seems like he's there every couple tapings. And he always puts on a good match. And Gresham's been excellent.
Yes, yeah, just nothing but a consummate professional representing his title.
Oh, Bell's boy, Jonathan Gresham, little cheesy body, I say. Is there's room for any cheese on there?
Wait, is that the sneaky cheesy that everyone was talking about?
I don't know. It might be the sneakiest of cheese because it's right between a bunch of muscles. If it is,
I was going to say.
he's a ripped man.
He may be smaller in stature, but Jonathan,
like his neck muscles are out here. Like
right, he is jacked. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of cheese to him.
It must be a hard cheese.
Oh, like a sharp.
Sharp. A nice sharp provolone.
Jiminy Christmas. But yeah, so Jonathan Gresham gets the win here. Sign of respect between the both. Lisa, anything to add with this?
That was good.
Yeah. Great promos here. We see one here
backstage with Eddie Edwards watching on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Scouting for the pay-per-view.
Yes. Is showing properly how to watch TV from backstage.
You need to know how to watch TV. I don't know how to watch TV, J-Bone. I need to learn from Eddie Edwards.
Well, you're good at watching live performances. Not so good at sitting in front of the TV.
I get distracted. I start looking around. Where do I look? Eddie Edwards, teach me.
What is all in your living room that you get distracted by?
I get distracted. I'm looking at merch. I'm looking at. I get distracted easily, J-Bone.
It's ADD.
Alicia has cats running around. You got cats. There's things to look at in the world.
I got cats.
He heard you guys just had to say something. Didn't you?
Oh, hi, Valentino.
He said, "Oh, they said cat. That must be my cue."
It's like, hello, of course.
This is total Nonstop cat.
Yes. Hello.
Oh, yes, Mayor. The Slick Rick Rocky Romero, Hannafin giving the reference to his eye patch was the inspiration. I did not know that.
That's cool.
That's some old school right there.
I see it now that you mention it.
Yeah.
I get the vibe.
Pretty cool. Now he just needs a bunch of gold teeth or something.
And good jobs. Good jobs.
Sorry.
Right. What's next here? We got okay. So promos from Josh Alexander. There's also one later, centered on Moose. They're not on the show per se, but they are through the promos talking about their history together, how the feud started. Both are just very, both very well done. Obviously headlining Rebellion with a giant question mark between them. Let's see here. Next, we got Speedball backstage working out, doing the punching bag. Quick
confirmation of injury to Madman Fulton.
Oh yeah, talking about the broken ankle or something, something like that.
Madman commission for a bit.
Yeah, so get well, Madman Fulton. Then Ace Austin trying to confirm his alliance, if you will, with
nothing gets through to this guy.
Yeah, and Speedball's like, yeah, I got you, and then just like runs away.
Like Stefan, he just runs away.
Yeah. Yeah, what's he doing, man?
I don't know. He's gathering something.
He's in the room and he's out of the room.
Who knows? He's
doing a Stefan thing. All right, cool. All right. So yeah, obviously Ace Austin looking for some kind of synergy with Speedball going into this match against Trey Miguel at Rebellion, and I don't think he's feeling it.
No, I don't think he is. He's not. He doesn't get this guy. He doesn't get this guy.
No,
Speedball's unique.
He is. He absolutely is. He's been quite the busy guy. Like everywhere I turn, I see new matches of his pop up all over. Whether it be GCW, he had a bunch. He had a New Japan one during the WrestleCon weekend. He's all over the place.
I think there's a lot of companies right now going, we missed the ball here. Impact is very smart to strike on Mike Bailey. I know I've randomly talked about him in the past because I remember seeing him during his ZZW run years ago. And first time I saw him live, I actually, and I rarely do it, had to stop after the match and text some friends of mine and be like, this guy, star, Impact, sign him.
Yeah.
And then sadly, like not long after that, where he had the visa issues and got banned for 5 years. So, but once he became available, like they were obviously waiting and waiting for that to happen, and they got something here. And I don't know, I'd be tempted to just put the rocket on him right now. Go win the exhibition title and go from there. I feel Ace was getting built up for this, and maybe he still does, and maybe the Throne's Ace to get it. Maybe that's the better victory at maybe Slammiversary. But he's going places fast, Mike Bailey.
Agreed.
Yeah, and who knows what's up with Ace at the same time? Maybe he's going to find another new monster around the corner.
There's a lot of big boys around him.
There is. And there's been a few that have shown their face in the company sneakily. There you go with that sneaky.
What,
not talking cheese? No. Stop with the cheese. It's just no, I'm thinking of like throw Jack Talos his way.
Oh yeah, Big Jack.
That'd be perfect. I'm waiting for him to come back. I don't know if that was just a tryout, a one-off, or what. But man.
Well, I'll say this, J-Bone. Do you know where they were filming when Jack had his match?
Was that? It was a little while ago. Was that Texas?
Florida.
Oh, that was Florida. Okay, because I know Jack has done stuff on both sides of the country. He's done stuff in California. He's done stuff down south. He's done stuff in Florida. He's dabbled a little bit everywhere. So we'll see. I haven't heard his name mentioned since, but I'm certain I even did a video for him over on my channel because I thought so highly of him. I'm sure
the Impact guys are watching some of these people that they're using, especially one he got the victory over VSK.
He beat one of your favorites, yeah.
So they thought enough of that to book him in a win in like a tryout match. So I'm sure they're keeping tabs on him. Like maybe they're like, work on this, we'll give you a call. If not, because they could always bring him back at a minimum and put him in a match with Big Joe.
Oh.
Bring him my way. Cheese for dinner.
Oh, God. I'm not going to comment on Cheese, his direction. Anyways. What's next here? Maclin. Here we go. Maclin versus Alex Shelley. Match of the night, in my professional podcasting opinion. Granted, the main event was a lot of fun, but as far as match-wise,
this was really good.
This was good. Yeah.
Alex Shelley, though, anytime you put Alex Shelley in a match, it's going to be a banger.
Lately.
He's killing it. He's killing it so much. He almost double booked himself for the pay-per-view coming up. He's not even going to be there.
Oh, come on, Alex Shelley.
Oh, that's why I was rooting for Maclin earlier. I was like, oh, Alex Shelley, why you book a match somewhere else?
Why you book a match somewhere else?
Why you book a match for the GCW? You're supposed to be here in the Impact the Wrestling.
And just speaking of Alex Shelley, since we did say it during the reaction show, I was a guest on one of our friends here on the All Elite Zone podcast this past Saturday, and we did an interview with Alex Shelley. So definitely check it out. I'll put it into the chat. Feel free to check that out and hear. Well, he was on for quite a bit. Talk about some things, maybe get some new insights into one half on the Motor City Machine Guns, and a guy with that multiverse match with Mike Bailey, the Jay White match tonight. Like he's been knocking them out of the park.
He has been. So Alex Shelley goes over here, but this one could have went either way. Sabin, of course, at the side of Alex Shelley, almost got ran over by a Maclin. You gotta watch it. But Maclin, the more I see Maclin, like I've been a fan of Alex Shelley's for years, but the more I see Maclin, man, he's killing it. I love his character. I love his in-ring work. He's really starting to stand out. Anything else you guys want to add to this?
Well, I'm a big fan of Maclin. I think he was getting too much of that face reaction during the Honor No More feud because I'm like, the guy's a face. He's not a heel right now. He's fighting for the company. And I think the company saw that. And they're like, you got to act a little bit more like a bad guy. So now he's doing a little more cheating, underhanded tactics to try to win, like trying to use ropes and stuff like that. When he cuts that back out and just works real stiff and just has all that emotion, that's a guy that's a future world champion. So I'll boo him now while he does these tactics, but I'm ready for the face turn. Like he was going that way, but they had to push the brakes a little bit on it.
Oh, this is interesting. We mentioned VSK earlier. Apparently VSK is off the roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed he was slowly removed from the roster maybe about, it feels like at least a couple weeks ago.
Was that something we mentioned? Like,
I don't know if we did or not. Not positive. Because they have been pretty regularly updating that. Before, like, it'd be like, oh, it might take a while. And when you notice, oh, somebody's off the roster, it's big. But now it's like, if they're on TV for at least like 2 weeks, they're on the roster page for a storyline.
Right. Yeah, like Jonathan Gresham is, But now I heard that Ty is even off.
Yeah, she was on. Now she's off.
So maybe there was,
Aiden Prince, we talked about being on there like a week ago, and he's now off. But they could be back on there.
Maybe it's just something that's in the works and they just haven't finalized it yet. Who knows? All right, so next we got.
But here's the bonus we ask, and I guess here's the question. I like Alex Shelley, but anyone else surprised he went over Maclin here?
No, I'm not. Maybe it's just me.
Not shocked. I mean, it's all kind of leaning towards Sabin's gonna face Maclin next, and Jay White in a triple threat at Rebellion. So it's just adding fuel to that fire. It's certainly going to add fuel to Maclin going into that weekend. Jay White's busy with some other stuff, which we'll get to in a little bit. So we'll have to see how that match goes.
Yeah. No, it could all come full circle because, Maclin lost to Shelley, but then who knows what he's going to do in that Rebellion match. Like maybe he comes out on top of Sabin and Jay White, that's a huge push for Maclin. So we'll have to wait and see how that kind of all comes together. But I'll tell you, the guy that might have the best Friday night coming up, DJ, is going to see Johnny Swinger, the Swing Man, live Friday night. Wrestle for Extreme World Wrestling.
Oh,
the place to be.
Swinger's getting extreme?
Oh, Swinger, come on. He's an ECW original, J-Ben. He lives the extreme lifestyle, Daddy. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the most extreme stuff with his gimmick right now is in his fanny pack.
Ooh, he's got a lot of extreme stuff in that fanny pack.
He's got that.
I saw he even advertised that he did a run of those like slam buddies, like the old ones from like back in the day, like the little pillow guy wrestlers.
Yeah, he's got them.
He had those, and I didn't know that. How I don't have one of these behind me right now.
You can, or he's been showing them off on his social medias here and there, especially on his Facebook.
Swing Man.
It's they go for they're a little pricey. They go for like $50 each.
Mm.
But I think the deal with swingers is if you get a one of those swinger buddy swingers, swinging buddies, whatever, he'll throw in a free 8x10 autograph.
That a guy. See, it's a swing man.
Yeah.
But I imagine it to be filled with,
And I want my pizzles back.
Yeah. Just watch out for that Fuji dust.
I thought it was Tony Dust.
No, that's a different dust.
Different dust. Okay.
Different dust. Yeah. The Fuji dust is the extreme part of the gimmick. That's how he wins, with that Fuji dust all the time. All right. Next, we got a clip from BTI earlier in the night, and this is what we talked about, the news with Caleb with Decay and his contract situation. And this is, sadly, now it all makes sense. This is how they write him off television. And he got, first, I mean, it was just a snowball. He, downhill, he got fired from the girls and the influence, and then had a run-in with W. Morrissey and got a trip through a table for his troubles. Poor Caleb. And that's how the table crumbles.
He's gonna find more girls.
He'll find some girls to lick his wounds or tend to his wounds. Excuse me.
Sure.
Tend to his wounds. He will lick his own wounds. That's how it is. All right, never mind. So we say goodbye to Caleb with a K. Or it might be more of a see you later down the road. We'll see. We'll see what's next for him. But he certainly was more than kind to Impact Wrestling in his social medias tonight as the show was going on, because they gave him a job during the Great Panini when there was no wrestling going on. And, man, he had just one of the greatest characters in the last 2 years in this company. Certainly gave us a lot of laughs. So,
we shall miss him.
We will. I mean, I kind of was, I think some of us were wishing that he went to the inspiration side of things, but now that, what's going on with them? Is one of them injured, or?
I think Cassie was injured, but I'm not positive. But we'll see, because I believe they are, as of now, not booked for Rebellion, right? That they do not have a match. I think everyone's assuming there's going to be a rematch, but I don't think it's been announced yet.
No, that kind of fell flat, it seems like. So,
if not them, then who for the Knockouts tag titles next? Chat, sound off, comments, sound off.
I'll put in a vote for the Lady Frost and Giselle Shaw team. Ooh. I thought they knocked it out of the park last time we saw them.
And speaking of, we do get Giselle Shaw on the show. No Lady Frost, but we do get a little Giselle Shaw.
But now, was that next? Because I didn't write that one down. I
think it was next. It was right before that commercial, like running in the Madison Rain about like the Caleb situation.
Okay.
There may have been one more segment in between.
Okay. Then we see the Moose promo, like I touched on earlier. We had a Josh Alexander promo. Now we had a Moose promo on his side of the things, trying to defend his championship. And next we get a loaded part going into the main event. Now, I thought this was part of the main event, but this went another direction. It's kind of surprised me. We had Honor No More in the ring, and Eddie starts out with the microphone. And, man, he was he was putting over other companies, talking about not in a negative way. He was putting over ECW, how they got. Sorry, I'm just looking at chat for a second. They were putting over, it's like I said, ECW for starting in Philly, being the heart and soul of that. And then Ring of Honor, that they had a big base in Philly too.
Yeah, they started in Philadelphia too. They both those companies started in Philadelphia.
Yeah. And then he talks about how great the fans were in Philly. And as soon as he started that, and I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. This always happens. And sure enough, he turns on the crowd.
Oh, I saw it coming a mile away, J-Bone.
He
went, the passion. Then he said, we're fickle, J-Bone. Fickle fans.
Fickle? Oh, it's horrible. It's rude. So he's cutting that promo, hands it over to Mike Bennett. Mike Bennett agrees with him, speaks his piece on all this, and then turns it over to Taven. And as soon as Taven got on the mic, oh my goodness, there were some women in the crowd that lost their ever-loving minds. There was absolutely a Taven section, front row, front and center, loud and proud in there. Did you hear those, Alicia?
I did not. I was outside smoking a cigarette. I'm sure it happened, though.
Make sure you watch this because it's comical. It's very extreme. The women were extreme.
They brought, I said this after the tapings, the Kingdom, Matt Taven and all, and then they wound up doing the meet and greet the one night after the show. Huge line. There is a big Ring of Honor base in the Philadelphia area that's very supportive of that group. So they're very over with that crowd. And it's not a lie. Matt Taven, he won the Ring of Honor World Championship when they put on a show at Madison Square Garden. That does mean something.
Oh, sure.
So he is a Ring of Honor produced star of theirs. One of their, he didn't come from somewhere else. He is born and bred Ring of Honor. So there is a base of fans for that group. And I don't know if you even noticed it. There was someone even doing cosplay as Maria Kanellis in the crowd. That's good stuff. You like to see this at a wrestling show.
Oh, sure. So,
wait, hold on. We got a good question in the crowd. David Penzer, J-Bone, are you still moving? Need a realtor?
Oh,
I think he talked about moving to maybe, was it Tennessee?
Yes.
I think Mrs. J-Bone is interested in moving to Tennessee.
She is, but now, and what's funny is, and I told her about this. I said, are you still seriously thinking about Tennessee? Because I got a realtor all lined up. And then she seemed to, not necessarily, just for lack of better words, I'll say backpedal on it. Ain't nothing against my wife, but she just kind of changed her mind. She wants to stay more local. But thank you so much, David. If she does change her mind, you will be the first person I ask. And honestly, I think I want to stay a little more local for the sake of Dad and his cancer treatment and everything. I don't know where we're thinking of. I know my wife wants to be out of the house by the end of the summer, which means we have a lot of work to do, but we'll see. But anyways, but thank you, David. Much love, man. Much love. We'll keep in touch. We love you. Thank you. So Taven cuts his end of the promo, and then the Bullet Club shows up, and they say that they are the best. And did the Bullet Club then get some love from Philly? They really, I mean, they swung around. I mean, they were booing Honor No More. They were cheering Honor No More. Now they're cheering the Bullet Club.
Well, they were the hottest ticket in town until the Bullet Club come in.
Yeah, this is true. And Honor No More then said something to the effect of, "Well, at least we're original."
Yeah, okay. So, all right. That's where I gotta curb their enthusiasm. I don't know about original, but
right.
a new spin on it, maybe.
Right. But then, they invited the Bullet Club to come down to the ring. Then the jackets are removed, and the Good Brothers, Bay and White, get in the ring, and a 6-on-4 brawl ensues?
Yes.
Nice. They're brawling, and that leads into the commercial.
Thanks to Ronan Blue for the super sticker.
Date
thank movie you. Night with the lady. Thanks, you guys.
He's
watching. I think he's watching a movie right now. But thank you, Ronan, for the support while you're taking the lady out. She doesn't know. We're not.
Yeah, just.
What are we, your side hoes? I see how it is.
I can be a side piece if needed. Enough out of you, Javen.
Bill, I don't know if this is the time or the place for that. I mean.
Well, it's a side podcast piece.
I have seen that penis.
It's called a podcast, Don.
I feel so used.
A little bit.
Anyways,
great promos here. I think you definitely popped for Carl on this one, J-Bone. When he went, "Hi, Maria."
Oh yeah, yeah, because they did a little
super kick.
They did a little throwback to Maria trying to wow. Whew. It's getting warm.
We all know Maria's the one who put everybody in that spot on the spot because she sold that kick. A couple of them.
Yeah. And she was seducing the Bullet Club years ago in Japan, and the Good Brothers were commenting on that. So yeah, good stuff. Little throwback there. So yeah, brawl ensues leading into the main event. The ring clears. Oh, and so I almost forgot this. Here's the insane part of it. Everyone's brawling outside of the ring. Here's PCO kind of avoiding everyone. And of course, we know why. He's saving his energy for the main event. And then as I'm thinking this, oh my God, he gets up on the top rope and wipes out everybody, all the bowling pins down on the ground. And as soon as this happened, Jonah's music hits. So now Bill kind of corrected me on this, but I thought maybe for a hot second, maybe Jonah was backing the Bullet Club on this one, but he wasn't. He was just out there for himself.
Yeah, unless they get a new member of the Bullet Club, but that's the thing. They're always careful about how they do stuff related to Bullet Club because it goes around so many brands. So they did the right thing. They kind of waited for everyone to fall, and then Jonah comes out while everyone kind of sneaks away.
And everyone's kind of like, oh shit, runs. Yes.
Oh, and we didn't talk about this, but T. Hughes just said it. By the way, was there an AEW ad? Yes, there was.
Oh God.
Yes, they were advertising the battle of the what's it called?
The belts.
Battle of the Belts
on
Saturday. Yeah. Going to be a short 1-hour show on
Bring back
TNT.
Bell to Bell. Bring back Bell to Bell.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, good on TK for paying for some advertising.
As Justin Miller said, it wasn't a TK special.
What?
Remember the TK commercials?
Oh yeah, when he used to come on every week and talk shit about it.
Oh, back with
this
the little
love that.
They paid green to Access Television. They gave money to Len Asper, and we say thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Thanks for coming to our kegger and, finishing all the beer and pouring the foam on our heads and throwing the cups in our faces as you call us a bunch of losers. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Love that for us.
Well, let's not kid ourselves. The Good Brothers drank most of that beer.
And then threw the foamy cups in our goddamn faces.
Right.
No, except they never left. They just stayed and kept.
And then rode away on the bus. So
it's over.
Yeah. For now. Anyways, main event time. After the commercial break, we got PCO versus Jonah. Two big men slapping meat, as they love to say. Your guys' thoughts on this main event? I loved it.
A typical PCO match. It was fun. Two big meaty men slapping meat. Sorry. Grr. To quote PCO. Wow.
Grr. You can't beat that.
Okay.
You can't beat that. That's what they are. They are two crazy big men just going at it. And I've now seen them fight so many times.
I've seen PCO die a lot.
And on indies. And then PCO using the duct tape, wrapping the neck.
That was great.
Classic. But man, does that guy take a beating? It's like how he does it, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just hoping he doesn't pay for this too much at some point. But 54 years old, and he's just there is no not go 110% with this guy. Like he can't scale it back to 90. He can't scale it back to 90. He's like he goes 110 all the time, and it's nuts. His neck is hitting the ring apron every time.
Totally.
Gonna catch up to him.
But he is crazy, and the crowd loves him for it. He's so over with the live crowd because when you do something like that, you can't help but be over. And he'll never be booed.
Right, no matter what team he's going for, right. Thank you to one of our newest patrons here, Jay Merrick, for the $3 super sticker. Much love.
I'm down under. That's Aussie money.
It is. You have a great night, man. Thank you. But yeah, this match was so much fun. It took forever, it felt like, for Jonah to put PCO out of his misery to the point where at the end he even put the chair on top of PCO and gave him another, was either number 2 or number 3 tsunami. I forget how many.
He did one tsunami to kind of finish the match, but then that he was still shaking and then trying to come up after he hits him with I don't know how many chair shots. Had to be maybe not quite 10, but at least like 7 or 8 chair shots. But then he lays it on him and does the tsunami on top of that. But man, it feels like that's it for now. But it almost, as long as both these guys are in the company, I don't think they'll ever totally be away from each other.
I need a cage match or something to finish.
I need PCO versus W. Morrissey or Moose or somebody. Like I and Jonah versus these guys. There's so many big dudes in our group right now. Like
a lot of big guys.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Put them in some group match. I don't know. I couldn't think of a name, but that would be super dope.
I want a piece of that.
Oh. I forgot. Joe Doring. Put him PCO Joe Doring. Make it happen. Now that's going to be a match of insanity.
Oh, it would. I'd love that. Put Jonah, PCO, and Morrissey all in a cage.
Jonah versus Rhino. Jonah versus I get them confused. Who's the big one in the Bullet Club?
Gallows?
Yeah. I was gonna call him Carl, and I'm like, that's not right. Yeah, all these big, like I said, big meaty men slapping meat. Let's see it.
He's a
If you're gonna get all these powerhouses together, you can't just keep putting the same two guys together. Like, it's gonna burn out sooner than later. That's what I kind of think it is for me, is that everything seems like it's dragging out maybe longer. It's long-term booking, but it's been very repetitive booking.
Well, some of it feels like fantasy booked matches, almost like you could say almost like dream matches, depending on who you like and who you don't like. But
when you're at match number 10, is it dream booking? I guess I don't really get fantasy booking out of that context.
Oh, you're talking about the rivalry between PCO and JONAH.
No, there's been a couple of storylines where I just feel like they're kind of ongoing. Well, obviously some of them came to a conclusion, but it's like ongoing, but it's been just kind of the same story, just kind of slightly altered to kind of drag it along.
I gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Not to like ditch, but it's like, if you're going to drag storylines on, at least keep adding to it so you're not feeling like you're having an acid flashback.
Right. Like, hey, we've seen this before. Yeah, I hear
it. I get it. But there's so many different variations of matches we could be doing, and I don't think we're tapping into that full potential right now. It's like, what's Masha Samovich still doing? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's in there. She had a match this last tapings. It was a squash match, but
that's the point, though. How many more squash matches do we need to let us know that Masha is a worthy opponent for anybody they put her in? Let's get her with Jordan Grace. How come they're not having a rivalry right now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's get this ball moving. She's got the potential to show us that she could easily move in the crowd. So let's bank on that. Instead, it's been 3 months at this point of squash matches, and not to knock, I just feel like it's not showcasing her the way that she should properly be showcased.
Because she is so talented, and we've seen that side of it on the indies.
We have the most talented roster. I take that back. That's not the right word. We have the most influential women's roster right now, as far as what Impact is willing to do and give our girls the spots they deserve. But I feel like lately, and this stretches to everybody, the storylines are just kind of, we don't really know what we're doing, so we're just going to drag it out a little bit. That's all. Like, we have so many great things, and it'll be nice to to see more.
Well, and that's why it's time, we think, it's getting pulled in a lot of different directions as well, with Deonna, with the defending the Ring of Honor AAA titles. You got the Knockouts title, you got the Knockouts tag titles, and it's hard to give each one 100% focus at once, especially in a 2-hour period. Yeah. So I completely get what you're saying. That's why I said, it's like, all right, it's time for Deonna to drop the titles. Let's focus more on the tag titles and the Knockouts title and give those the proper attention they need. But no offense to Deonna Purrazzo, she has been absolutely amazing in defending him, because she is one of the best, if not the best.
You're angering.
I'm not too young to remember Goldberg, and I think he sucked too.
Whoa.
He demanded to be booked that way. So, hey, sorry to break it to you guys. Not everybody can be a fan of Goldberg. Sorry. I saw Goldberg live. Come on now.
Goldberg.
Hey, he beat a world champion in my town, which I thought was horrible. I love Goldberg too, but the way he beat Kevin Owens, I was like, oh, come on. Wrong thing to make history in Milwaukee. Anyways, he was one of my, I loved the gimmick at the time, but no, I completely get that. I completely get it. All right, so JONAH wins here after 1,000 tsunamis and chair shots, like Bill said. Great episode of Impact Wrestling. We got one more to go, I believe, before Rebellion, is on the 23rd,
23rd.
right before my birthday.
So yeah, the 21st is the go home. Then
Yes.
yeah, 23rd pay-per-view. Tapings the 24th. So then new TV on the 28th.
Oof. And I think we're going to see a lot of changes post Rebellion. So if that makes you feel any better.
Shirley.
And don't call me Shirley. Any other comments?
You had one more second, J-Bone, and then I was jumping in.
Iconic.
Greg Leslie Nielsen would be looking at us from above and not be happy if we didn't jump
Giving
on.
the thumbs up.
Good Canadian comedian right there.
Yes, good stuff. We miss him dearly. Any other comments on this show before we wrap her up?
No, it was good. Good to be back to the tapings. They had the respite for multiverse of matches. IPWF, we missed you. Be interesting when they decide to play it. But now back, and now you got to build. Yeah, you got 2 weeks now to really build up for Rebellion, which is going to be a big one. And then obviously the huge 20th anniversary of Slammiversary, the 20th anniversary of the company of Slammiversary this June. The lead into that's even bigger. You can't mess that up. So that's going to be the next couple months are big for this company.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be starting another chapter. We're going to find out what that question mark is, if it's even still there. You know, we've gone back and forth. It could be like someone, besides the Bullet Club, got a feeling.
I thought it was Okada, but now I'm reading maybe it's more Tanahashi. Maybe it's multiple, but I feel it's got to be New Japan.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. So Tanahashi was listed for a match for the New Japan Strong brand in the States.
So we know he's there. Like he's going to be in the States the weekend that they're in Florida.
Okay.
So could he make that show? Yeah, he can make those tapings.
So what do you think Impact would rather do? Get a piece of that Tanahashi touring around the States, or someone different like an Okada per se?
I think Okada would be the one that makes the most sense because of the history. But Tanahashi would not be bad either. Like those are
right.
Like you put him and then probably Naito as the top three guys there that you'd like to do something with. Now the only thing with Tanahashi, he's getting more near the end of his, like the top of his game in ring. Okada's still in his prime and Naito's still in his prime. But hey, I wouldn't mind seeing a program. Tanahashi's he's one of the greats. So any one of them would be good. But I think someone like that could be, unless they're planning to do something else. Like I'm still hoping there's some type of Jeff Jarrett angle, Dixie. Like bring a lot of the history into it for the 20-year anniversary. But as a big New Japan person to show up, like still utilizing a Jay White, Bullet Club, but then having a big star like that from New Japan it would go far with the fans, really.
I could think one other name, not necessarily coming over from Japan, but part of New Japan, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, he's obviously been here. That he hasn't shown up but once again, you get into these New Japan storylines, it almost gets a little tough to make it all make sense because they're trying to make them go together. So you could, but actually, you know what, Cody, I was wrong. Curry man. He's spicy.
Or how about another?
If Tanahashi is available, you can't say no. That's exactly how I feel.
How about another classic like
Sharky.
Chop chop. Get that fish shop open again. All right, let's wrap her up, folks. let's do our socials and call it an evening. Alicia, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter under the handle Alicia B. Keiki. Also on Discord, lurking, judging, occasionally interacting.
Judging. Oh, all right.
Some of you got too much time on your hands. Just letting you know.
This is true. I do have to occasionally mute the app from the 50,000 notifications. Like, yes, we love you guys. We love you, but holy cow. Bill, where can they find you?
Well, if you're in the Pennsylvania area, I will be at PPW this Saturday, Broadheadsville, PA. A bunch of AEW guys actually on this card. Jay Lethal, Lance Archer, Punk's favorite, Girl from the Garage, as well as some others. So definitely check that out. And then
what?
Amber Nova.
Oh, Eric's favorite. I thought you meant CM Punk was like.
No, there's only one Punk I acknowledge, and it's Punk Nova Trace.
Okay, all right.
Come on, J-Bone, get it right.
Sorry.
that Phil. I wasn't a good MMA fighter. Brooks. That's his name.
Shots fired.
Come on. The disrespect for
Mickey Gale's still laughing in his face. Come on.
He's the best in the world.
Get out of here. It's tough. It kills the illusion when I see you get your ass whooped by like a little guy, and you can't ever come back from that, J-Bone. But yeah, I'm usually on the Twitter. My name, William M. Gardner. But see you at Rebellion. J-Bone, where can they find you?
You can find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. That's on YouTube and the Twitch, wherever you get your podcast audio. You can find me over on the Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. And you can find this show wherever you get your podcast audio. It is... Scroll down the list here. It's on Apple iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, iHeart Radio, Spotify, Soundcloud, and Pandora. Just type in We Talk Impact, and you will find us. But thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for all the tips and the bits and the subs and the whole shebang. Thank you so much. You guys made our night like you do each and every week. And we'll see you Sunday on the family dinner.
Yeah, and if you want to hop in the Discord, as Cody said, he's going to be streaming the House of Glory show. So if you're not at the Discord, you're missing stuff. So hop on there. You can do some watch with the other fans and watch some good wrestling.
Oh, and the Patreon. Think about joining the Patreon. You can get bonus stuff, bonus shows on the YouTube, and you get access to the Treehouse in the Discord. And you know what happens in the Treehouse stays in the Treehouse. All right. Good night, folks. Take care. Much love. Have a tremendous weekend. We'll see you Sunday night for the Patreon show. See you. Where the hell is my music? There it is.